And man, who doesn't love that theme song for the opening of Tekken Tag Tournament? Yes, we are playing the HD version, guys, because unfortunately, my PS2 copy, it kind of scratched up. So unfortunately, I cannot show you guys how it looks for the PS2 version because my game doesn't load up. So I do have to buy the game again just to show you guys what I have in my record. But of course, I do have some records in this game because I did play it quite some time, but it's been so long since I actually remember playing Tag. But yes, this is the HD version. As you can see, the characters looks great. They're crisp. They're sharp. I mean, it's just one of those games that you just cannot believe that a game from the PS2 they actually made an HD version out of it. But as we all know, over the years coming by, that this is the only HD port, which I do not know why that we still have not gotten like a Tekken 1 HD, Tekken 2 HD, or Tekken 3. It basically they mostly have the models here. So I'm not sure what they're gonna try to do. Hopefully in the future, cross my fingers that maybe someday we'll get like a bundle which gives you Tekken 1, Tekken 2, Tekken 3 as a HD port. I'm not sure about Tekken 4 because that's a whole nother different game, of course. But seeing that everybody's back, from Tekken 1 all the way from Tekken 2 into Tekken 3, you're just really happy to see that all the characters came together and we have a tag battle type of system. So I'm thinking maybe, Namco decided to, let's make a tag game but not a brand new like series, like a new franchise. We're just gonna do it from our old franchise, which is Tekken. So it's pretty interesting to see that because of course we have many other fighting games along the way that have their own sort of tag system, which is pretty cool. Like Marvel vs. Capcom. They're also like in the modern ones we have Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and then as well Street Fighter X, X-Men, or Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, I think. But you get the idea. Like, there are so many tag games out there for fighting games that I guess Namco wanted to join in their journey, but I'm not sure how well Tekken Tag did for themselves. But as you can see, we're gonna go to our records and just go down the list of the different modes we have. But as you can see, this is what I have for my characters, which is alright. But I think I was just playing mostly like by myself and maybe getting endings. I could be wrong about that because I don't know in this HD version if you unlock everything very easily or they unlock for you for free. I'm not sure. It's been so long since I actually played Tag, but maybe someday I'll show you guys in the further future how my PS2 copy is with my save file. So once again, Survivor and Time Attack, didn't do very much of it because, up to this point when Tag came out, I was already kind of getting ready for, of course, Tekken Tag Tournament 2. But it's just very nice to see that Tag was back again, at least for an HD port out of it. So the same thing with game options. Not really much you could change here. It's just basically the same thing as the previous Tekken games. But sadly, you don't have to change the music. And that's where Tag went a little bit like, okay, like I kind of understand what they're trying to do with the game, but there's a couple of stuff that they are missing. Like for of course, the background music, we only have this, and that's pretty much it. Unlike in Tekken 2 and I think maybe Tekken 1 as well, and Tekken 3, you had the arcade edition soundtrack and then the home console release like remixed version. So if we go right here in the theater and if you go to music, this is all we have. So not every character, as you can see here, got their own theme song. And it's very interesting because most of the theme songs that we know from the soundtracks of the previous Tekken games, they're like around maybe 28 or 29 soundtracks, and here, this is all we get. I mean, I wish every character had their own soundtrack or just remix, some of their soundtracks from the previous games into Tag, but unfortunately, not every single character in the game got their own theme song. So it's very sad to see that for, Tekken itself, that there was not a lot of stuff that they could have provided, but it's very unfortunate that, from the previous games, they approved a lot of stuff. So right now, we're just gonna check out right here the theater mode as well. So we had the arcade opening, which I'm just gonna show you right now. But I do remember playing, of course, the fighting arcade cabinet at my superstores and as well, I think, in the mall. And I played it a couple of times, not too much, but I have seen it a couple of times. Just going to where I need to go to places and being as a kid and just seeing, hey, there's Tekken Tag, I want to go play it. And it's just fun to see that, Tekken was still alive with its arcade cabinets and everything, but unfortunately, where I live, it was not that very popular when it comes to, of course, fighting game arcade cabinets. But of course, unfortunately, of all the endings here, Unknown is the only one that has the cinematic ending, basically, or like I wouldn't say CGI, but I guess, but so I'm gonna show you right now. This is basically her ending. So she has this really nice ending for her own self only. While for the rest of the cast or the rest of the roster, they're basically still using their own 3D models as their ending, which is a nice touch, but unfortunately for those endings, they're very short. So I'm not sure, partly because, of course, I think they didn't want to make Tag as a canon to the Tekken series, basically, I guess. Because as we all know, Unknown, I think till this day, I'm not sure if we really know who she is. Like, even for me up to this point, I mean, yes, I could go back and go to lore and do all that stuff, but mostly Tag is like a non-canon series. So if I go right here with Jin and just select whatever ending I want, as you can see, they're using their 3D models, which is the first time I would say. It's pretty nice to see that, but unfortunately for these endings, they're very quick and straight to the point. Like, it's just that simple. So yeah, I'm not sure what they're trying to do here, or like why they didn't make it longer. So let's try True Ogre right here. But the same thing, they only last for a couple of seconds, and that's pretty much it. Like, I guess once again, they didn't want to make it too much canon, or just try to do something different with the Tag games. But it's very unfortunate that I think they could have made it possible, like just like how they did with Unknown. Let's just make it like cinematic type of deal. But as you can see, oh wow, True Ogre defeated Devil. Okay, that's pretty much it. And I guess the next one we could do, let's try Eddie. So yeah, these endings were not very short, but as you can see, Eddie and Tiger just doing their moves and everything. But yeah, that's basically it. Like, I cannot really say much more about it. It's just I wish maybe they had some sort of connections to the previous Tekken games. Just like what happened to their previous endings. That could have been fun, but unfortunately, there's not a lot of them here that kind of show like they put a lot of effort to these endings. So the last one right here, we have June. As you can see, Jin, he's trying to hopefully survive from the Devil Jin, but of course, as we all know, June did not came back, until later in the franchise, of course. But seeing that she was able to help, Jin here, which is a really nice touch. We all expect like, they kind of similar with each other, kind of feels canon, but not really. So it's kind of hard to tell like if all of these endings are worth the knowledge to know that they are part of their timeline for every character. But of course, along the way, we have the simple, as we all know, we have arcade mode, which you play it along. You also have pair play mode, which is really nice. So you could play with a friend of yours together in the same team and go along with the arcade version of the game, which is really nice to see because I think it's very different from most, I guess, yes, most fighting games out there that you don't have this sort of system where you can have another person with you and just, go on through and just have a good time switching characters and just do whatever you want in the arcade edition. I think it's the same thing on most other games right here, except for Team Battle. And it looks like it's only Time Attack, Survival, not Practice mode, and Tekken Ball that had this pair play mode. I do not know if the PS2 version had this pair play mode, because I could imagine they're trying to be like someone has another copy of the game, like another system, and they basically have 4 players at the same time fighting each other. So again, I know it's been a while since I really remember the PS2 version. I wish I had my physical copy to work, but unfortunately it's all scratched up. But it's nice to see, Team Battle is back. It's kind of the same situation where you have all 8 characters right here and just select whoever you want or whoever, who goes in order, who's going to be which character, whatever character they want it to be as. But it's nice to see, just the whole entire thing itself that, you have people that you can play with each other and just have a good time playing, of course, tag. But as well, there's time attack modes, survival mode, as we all know. There's pretty much, I guess, the essential modes when it comes to any, I wouldn't say every fighting game, but just Tekken itself. And of course, we have practice mode. But of course, the one that surprised us was Tekken Ball. So unfortunately, we do not have Tekken Ball, which was only in Tekken, of course, 3. But we do have Tekken Ball. So pretty much it's just bowling. That's pretty much it. It's just bowling. But I think this is the only series at the time along the way for, the further other Tekken games that they only have bowling for tag only. So I'm not sure why they took it off or why they made the change to not bring, these fun, I guess you could say casual mode, which I understand. It's hard to please every single fan out there to like, hey, what is, for single player content? What about the, competitive scene type of deal? Like, I understand now a lot of people may be happy about that. But once again, I think, just seeing the different types of modes that we have here, I think it is fun. But once again, you are going to have many people out there that are mostly going to be a little bit undecided to see, we should only focus on the hardcore people. We should only focus on the modes that give us the potential to get better at any game. But of course, to get better at the game or whatever character you want to play as, you have to practice and practice and practice. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all the modes right here. It's just like Tekken 2 and Tekken 3 and also Tekken 1, where you have this layout, we just have, the simple, normal, select whatever mode you want, and you go on and just play it however you want for the game itself. So there's not really much a lot of features when it comes to tag, besides like the full roster, as we all know, the full roster we have, the different types of endings, and having the tag battle system, which is really nice. But unfortunately, this is where things started to change once we get into Tekken 4. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's just my little journey on Tekken Tag. Of course, I did not play with a lot of people with Tekken Tag or even with my family as well. Maybe just a little bit, but not too much. But I would say it's just one of those games that, I did enjoy very much as well when it came out, and just getting all the characters, getting all the endings, and seeing the different types of tag movements you can do. But once again, I was mostly casual, not a competitor, of course. But at the end of the day, I think Tekken Tag was a very good game. Not the best game, but it was a very good game to play when it came out. But of course, until, like I said, next time, we are going to take on Tekken 4. So you want to check out my trip down to memory lane of all the other Tekken series, please click the videos on screen if you want to check out the rest of them. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more fighting game content. But of course, as always, keep on playing and getting for that, guys. See you later.